Hello everyone, I am Dr. Bhaumik Joshi, and in this video we'll see forces which causes edema. So mainly we'll focus on two pressures, the hydrostatic pressure and the oncotic pressure. Both of them, when they change, they can lead to presence of edema. Edema is nothing but presence of fluid in the interstitium. So if you see here, this is the blood vessel and this area is the interstitium. So when there is presence of excessive fluid in this area, we'll call it as edema. Before we see the process which leads to presence of edema, let's understand these two pressures, that is the hydrostatic pressure and the oncotic pressure. So hydrostatic pressure is basically a physical pressure in which when the pressure or presence of fluid, when it is more in one side, it will force the fluid to the other side and the balance will be maintained this way. So this physical pressure pushing the fluid from one compartment to other compartment is hydrostatic pressure. Whereas the oncotic pressure is kind of a chemical pressure. That is, let's say these are the two compartments 1 and 2. Both of them are filled with the fluid and they have the solutes within them. Now compartment 1 has more solute as compared to compartment 2. So here we can say that as compared to compartment 2, the compartment 1 is more concentrated. So this oncotic pressure will try to balance it. That means it will try to make the concentration same for both of them. So how it can be possible when the solutes are in not proper manner? In that case, the liquid will go to other side. So let's say the liquid from compartment 2 will go to compartment 1 because the solutes are less here. The liquid, only when the liquid goes down, the concentration of the compartment 2 per se will increase. And when the liquid in the compartment 1 increases, the concentration of the compartment 1 will decrease, and ultimately there will be a balance in the oncotic pressure of compartment 1 and compartment 2. So this is how hydrostatic pressure and the oncotic pressures are acting. Now in our system, the blood vessels has plasma within them, which you can see by the blue lines, and the golden dots you are seeing are the solutes. Same way, there is extravascular fluid present in the interstitium, as you can see here, and these are the solutes. Now there are changes which take place in capillary and there are changes which take place in interstitium, both of which can lead to edema. What are the changes in the capillary that will lead to lead to edema? So changes in the hydrostatic pressure and changes in the oncotic pressure, both of them can do this. How? So as we have seen, hydrostatic pressure is a kind of physical pressure that is pushing the fluid from one side to other side. So for edema to take place, fluid has to go from the vessel to outside, that is in the interstitium. So for this to happen, hydrostatic pressure in this vessel has to be more. Okay, so when there is increased capillary hydrostatic pressure, there will be edema. And in other terms, that is in the terms of oncotic pressure, when will this happen? Here we have seen that the fluid will go from the compartment which has low concentration to the compartment which has high concentration. So in this case also, the oncotic pressure should be less, or the concentration should be less in the capillary as compared to the interstitial space. In this case also, the fluid will go out. So you can say that when there is decreased capillary oncotic pressure, that will also lead to edema. In the reverse, you can say when there is decreased hydrostatic pressure, that is it is not able to fight against the pressure that is from the vessel, right? If it was in balance, the fluid will not move, but when this balance is lost, when the hydrostatic pressure in the interstitium is decreasing, that is decrease interstitial hydrostatic pressure, or as we saw here, when there is increased interstitial oncotic pressure. In this also, the fluid will go from the vessel to the interstitium. So increased capillary hydrostatic pressure or decreased interstitial hydrostatic pressure, or decreased capillary oncotic pressure, or you can also say decreased plasma oncotic pressure and increased interstitial oncotic pressure. All these four factors will lead to extravasation of the fluid from the vessel to the interstitial space, leading to edema. Okay, that's all from this video. If you have any doubts, feel free to post in our comment section. All the best. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates.